Hi, this video is to cover writing equations of perpendicular lines. So first, I want to talk about perpendicular lines. They're going to have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. Oops, there we go. And I'll give you a couple examples. So let's say I have a line A and line B, and they're perpendicular. That means they form a right angle. If line A has a slope that looks like it's about a little bit less than 1, maybe we'll call that 4/5. Then the slope of this line, we'll call this line B, is going to be the opposite reciprocal of that. And what that means is that you're always going to have one that's a positive and one that is a negative. Line A has got a positive slope, line B's got a negative slope. So I'm going to take the reciprocal of 4/5 and turn that into 5/4 and change that to a negative. I can give another example. I've got a little slope like this that is 1/3. A line that was perpendicular to this would intersect it at a right angle, and it's going to have a slope that's the reciprocal of 1/3. So from 1/3 we turn into 3/1, and it's going to be a negative. And we would simplify that, of course, to just -3. Let's try this out. If we have a line and we want to find the slope of a perpendicular line, because this is the symbol for perpendicular, we just take the reciprocal of the slope and change it to the opposite. So if we have +8 for the first line, so I'm going to do 1/8, and that's going to be a negative. The slope for this is -1, because we have the invisible 1. So now I'm going to have a positive slope, and the reciprocal for 1 is also 1/1. So my reciprocal, that's the opposite, is just 1. Here we have a slope of 2/3. So the reciprocal is 3/2, and because it's the opposite, it's going to be -3/2. Here we have 1/5. The reciprocal and the opposite reciprocal for that is positive 5/1, or just 5. All right, let's try writing an equation. Let's say you wanted to write an equation of a line perpendicular to this line here, y equals -1/6x plus 3, and it goes through the point 49. Well, the only thing that's really important about this first equation is only the slope. That's all we care about. The rest of it is really irrelevant. The slope of my new line is going to be the opposite reciprocal of -1/6. That's going to be just positive 6/1, or +6. And I can just use point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And if you don't know how to do that, you can go back and look at that video. So we're going to replace our slope with 6, and we're going to replace our y1 value with our 9, and we're going to replace our x1 value with 4. So we just kind of fill in the rest of this. Y minus 9 equals 6 times x minus 4. Now let's take this situation where they tell you to put it into slope-intercept form. We can just simply change this to slope-intercept form by add 9 to both sides. And that's going to take care of isolating y on the left. And we'll just use the distributive property here and simplify it. Y equals 6x minus 24 plus 9. And then we'll combine these together. The -24 and the 9, you get 6x. -24 plus 9 is going to be -15. And that would be the same equation in slope-intercept form.